Welcome everyone, Gabester here with the third episode of our Orcs Must Die walkthrough guide. This is the third mission, obviously. And if we take a look at our spellbook, we now have a boom barrel. As it's described here, you simply drop it on the ground, and then when it's damaged by either an orc or yourself, it will explode and do 80 damage. Unfortunately, these have a major downside in that they're expendable. Obviously, you drop a barrel and it explodes and it's gone. So, for the most part, I really don't use these at all. I don't recommend you do either, because that's 200 coin, and the actual value that you get from killing things is not that high. So instead, I'm going to stick with the first row of traps. And also, you'll notice we now have a new type of orc called the crossbow orc. And unlike the regular warriors, this one will shoot at us with a crossbow from range. So it can be somewhat deadly if you're not watching for those.
Another day, another fortress, another rift to defend. They always seem to break through the
This
doors.
mission also has this boiling acid pot. Well, I guess I can't show you until I start it. But anyway, if you shoot those to activate, it will drop acid right here where it's marked. So it's a good idea to take advantage of that. So what I'm going to do is put some snare traps down there. And we should have the upgraded version at this point. And then use arrow walls as well. And that'll really fry any orcs that come through. Just remember that you have to manually activate the boiling acid yourself.
They're under the bridge. Ooh, brutal.
It's a good idea to alternate your damage. So those traps just activated and are kind of resetting now. So I'm going to use some of the tar. Remember, your sword is really good for groups of orcs. And let's throw down some more arrow walls.
This will be good.
For the most part, you want to focus your money early on dealing damage. So if you have to pick between more arrow traps and like snaring, you'll want to do more arrow traps. Or if you prefer the spike traps on the ground, you can do that. But the damage from those are pretty weak. And then don't forget your oil pots. Obviously they don't hit the center, but they reset really fast. And basically one-shot all the orcs. So we got crossbow. One thing you can do is to just line of sight, get out of view of the crossbow orcs, and then they'll have to try to chase you down. I'm going to put some spikes down. And just as before in all the missions, try to kill the orcs as quickly as you can before they actually reach your trap defenses. This just makes it less likely that they'll break through the other side of your defenses and then require more management by yourself. It's like a good time to use the oil. Pretty good. So let's do some more arrows and tar.
They'll like this one.
And can't quite afford the other arrow, but we'll do that eventually. So at this point, you've probably killed everything pretty efficiently. If you haven't let any slip through, you're going to have probably more than adequate defense for it to handle it itself without your interference. Looks like a few still managed to slip through. Let's add some more spikes. This is this technique we've used before. Just trying to take advantage of multiple trap types to get our combo higher. This is really good early on when you don't have very many defense types, and the orcs can pretty much go wherever they want. And the crossbow guys are standing back out of the traps, so I'm going to go out of line of sight so they have to actually come through here. There we go. And so you can either run back to get healed from the well, or if there's a potion, use that. I'm going to do some more arrows. I don't think I've mentioned yet, if you hit the middle mouse button, this allows you to zoom in with your crossbow. However, it can be somewhat disorienting because it changes your field of view. So the actual perspective you see is slightly not real. So in this final wave, there are a lot of works, so just keep building up as you get funds. And crossbow orcs, the way they aim is if you are constantly moving in one direction, they will follow you properly, so they'll shoot where you're going to be when their projectile lands. So what you should do to avoid their shots is stand still and then move when they fire and just kind of tap back and forth. It's easier said than done, and often you'll still get hit a couple times, but that's really how you're supposed to do it. You can kind of see them shooting at me here. And there we go. So another 5 skulls for the 3rd mission. We probably don't have a upgrade money yet, but let's double check. Yeah. So next mission we should have enough for another upgrade. Let's head on.